Hi, this is video one of my leadership portfolio, and the title of this is What Leadership Is to Me. I'd like to start by reading out a paragraph out of the Leadership Experience, Chapter 1 by Richard Daft. As a young politician, Abraham Lincoln once provoked an opponent to tears by using his expert communication skills to mimic and ridicule his rival. Soon afterward, the man who would later become the 16th President of the United States felt disappointed and ashamed of his own behaviour and sought out his opponent to offer an apology. Lincoln took this as a valuable lesson about channeling his emotions, practicing empathy, and using his abilities to promote good. From then on, Lincoln applied his superb leadership and communication skills to serve the higher interests of the American people rather than his own goals and ego. Footnote 1. So that to me really spells out what good attributes you want to have in a leader. The last words of their interest in more about the other people than their own goals and ego. And I think if you look at the great leaders in the world, like Martin Luther King and William Wilberforce, who abolished the slave trade, you can see that there was a higher purpose that they were trying to bring about. It wasn't necessarily just about what they wanted, but actually they were working for something good. And I think that a true leader has that ability to bring about change in the world that is driven by something greater than just their own ego and their own goals. So I also have thought about from our discussions in class, footnote 2, about what a true leader looks like, but also in regards to that we all have the opportunity to lead, even where we are in whatever situation we're in right now. And there's a quote, Appendix 1, that says, if you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. And that really inspires me, because I believe and hope that I will do great things, but I also am aware of that I'm also where I'm at right now, and that if I don't do what I have right now really well, then probably those great things won't come about. So that's a challenge that I really have thought about and apply to my own life. I also thought about who is it at the moment that I'm leading, and who have I had the opportunity to lead. And I got to speak in class the other day just about the opportunity that I've had as being an older sibling to 8 brothers and sisters, quite a few, and about making the decision at 18 to stop smoking drugs and taking drugs, and how that has influenced my brothers and sisters' lives because I made that change, and how none of them smoked drugs. And I really believe that it was because I set a standard and broke family traditions that had kind of been there, So I really see that as leadership, and I see every day making the right choices in whatever situation you're in, and choosing not to be about just pleasing others, but actually making a decision based on what you know is the right thing to do, and what you believe will bring the best outcome. And I think that if you look at leaders in the world, it seems to be that often it's scary, because they actually have to walk alone a lot, because there's no one ahead of them showing them the way often, if they're breaking into something new, or if they're doing something that is trying to change something that a lot of people don't want to change. Well, that requires a lot of courage, and I think that to be a great leader, that you'll need a lot of courage. I really liked our discussions in class, and talking about the difference between management and leadership, footnote 2. And I could really see that there's such a really good paradigm to look at it from, because I have had lots of experiences in my own life of dealing with managers in workplaces, and I also am very blessed to have some really good leaders in my life around me, and it's interesting that when you're around people that are leaders, like you feel inspired, you feel like there's somewhere to go. They challenge you. It's not always easy being around a leader, because a leader will challenge the status quo, will challenge your comfort zone, because they always see further than where they are, and so often they want to pull you into that place and go, come on, you can go here, you can go here. But I really admire those people in my life. And then, like, from a management point of view, well, me and my husband together, we both manage a business, and I can definitely see how we bring different strength into that. And he is really, really good with the everyday get up, go to work, manage the staff. He's very, very good at being reliable, and he's always on time, and he's always keeps the tasks going. And he will do that effectively every day. His staff respond really well to him. He's really good at implementing systems. He's really good at following through on everything that he says. Like, he's a great guy in that way, and a great manager in that way. And then I think leading it as a team, like, I often come in and go, okay, so well, where are we going to be in a year from now? What are our goals that we're going to put out there for our business to achieve? Or have we thought about where this staff member needs to get to, and how can we get them there? You know, so it's quite good, because he hasn't got the headspace often to think about that, and I can bring in that part of it. And so we work really well together, and I think that kind of illustrates an example of management and leadership, though he is also leading, because he's setting a really good example every day of how to be consistent and reliable, and but it also shows that, you know, you need both of those attributes of the management and the leadership to actually have good results. And we do get really good results. We work really, really well as a team. So other thing I was going to talk about was looking at the Harvard Business Review and the article about the leader you want to become. Well, I think that first paragraph that I read about the Abraham Lincoln, and like that really inspires me. And I'm going to talk in my next video about the theories and which ones I relate to, and a little bit more about those. But that article, going back to that article, I do think it's really important, and I've loved what Sam has talked about in class, Appendix 2, about, you know, just actually looking in and actually thinking about what drives you, thinking about what values you have, and why you do what you do, like drawing our sticky people, which I will talk about in another video. But because it's so important to understand your motives of why you do things. And so reading that article really inspired me to think more about, like, what kind of leader I want to be, and what are the areas I can improve in, and a few of the thoughts I had was actually being more aware of the surroundings that I'm already in, and looking about and thinking, well, okay, if I'm called to be leading even now, like what good can I be imparting into those around me, or how can I set an example? And I suppose that's actually probably what inspired me to share a little bit about what my past the other day in my 2-minute talk, because I thought, well, you just don't know where people are at in their lives right now. And actually, I know I've made a big change in mine, and also talking about the habits, which I know has been a really, really massive key for me, that John Maxwell talked about, Appendix 3. He talked about, having that changing your habits will change your life, and so that's a powerful principle that a lot of people might not know. And so I thought, okay, well, this is an opportunity to bring something that may influence someone, which is leadership. So it's been really good. So I've really loved already what we've been doing. Next, I have been doing those personality tests, and one of them was the emotional intelligence. But I'm actually gonna finish that, and I'm gonna talk about that in another video. So I'd like to finish this video now, and I'll see you in the next one.